G'day guys, how's it going? Now, unfortunately this video is obviously not what I promised the next video would be, and that was a month ago. I promised it was going to be a tactics video and stuff like that for Bloons Tower Defense 5. Well, no, unfortunately not. I've been very busy just working and so forth. I work as a labourer, and when I come home I'm stuffed. There's my crappy excuse for telling you why I haven't made a video in over a month. But I'm back, and there's a good reason why I've been prompted to make a video about Gemcraft Labyrinth, even though I did say I wasn't going to make any more videos about Gemcraft Labyrinth, if I can say the name properly. It's because the author has actually made changes. He's updated the game. And that's all nice and well. Usually these little updates for little games like this are usually more like just spelling or fixing little errors and so forth. But there has been a major change to the way the game renders monsters and so forth on the screen. What does that mean for you and me? Basically it means the game runs a lot faster now. I mean a lot faster. Games that usually, in endurance runs that usually took me an hour or two to complete, now take me less than half an hour. It's really satisfying to play the game now. There's no more chugging around with massive amounts of lag, unless you really provoke the game, okay? It's not perfect, but I'm just going to show you what I mean, because I was looking at the author's blog post on his website at Game in a Bottle or whatever it is. Oh yeah, here's another change. Field G7, you can use all gem types now on the final level. Personally, I don't care because hey, I don't play that level over and over again. But yeah, the author was talking about changes that are going to be in the next game, Gemcraft 2 Chasing Shadows, and a few ideas that he was rolling around. He's sort of comparing the next game to this game, the game that was made last, Gemcraft Labyrinth. And one of the major changes was to the performance, whereby instead of drawing every single monster that is on the board at any one given time, which, as you know, can make the game chug pretty slowly. Say if you have something like 3,000 or 4,000, baddies on the map, it's going to really hurt your CPU. His solution was, for every single one of these squares, the game will only draw 7 monsters at a time, instead of every single monster. It still results in, if you have a lot of monsters on the map, as he said, a giant centipede still walking around the map, and it does kind of flick between monsters a little bit, but it's not too bad, and the performance gain is massive. I'll show you what it's like. And to be honest, all of my tactics that I may have talked about in previous videos about trying to speed up the game for yourself and so forth, they do still apply, but they're nowhere near as relevant now. Honestly, they really aren't. Let's just jeez, I've like a bull in a china shop. I have not planned this out at all. Anyways, yeah, that'll do. Oh, maybe one more. Here we go. We'll just. Oh, I've never done an endurance on this map before, and yeah, whatever. Okay, let's do our usual building towers and so forth. You won't notice the difference until after I've played this game for a bit and we've got a fair few monsters on the field, and then you'll see exactly what I mean. And chances are you're probably going to go out and play this game as well. Remember, version 1.2 of Gemcraft Labyrinth has these performance upgrades. Okay, if you're playing the previous version, 1.17, I think, and if you say, I don't know, like me, you've got the game, the Flash file, you've somehow obtained it and put it on your computer, and you don't play through Armour Games or any other portals. I think he's got it on 4 portals. You're not going to see the update, so you do have to log in, go to armourgames.com, go to this the address won't be shown. But yeah, go to Armor Games and play the game through Armor Games or Congregate or any other game portal that this game is on, and then either play it or get it. Jeez, what's the... Sorry, I haven't played in a Mac for a while. Ah, there we go. Sorry, excuse me. I usually play on my normal PC, but when I record, I use my girlfriend's iMac, and yeah, some of the keys are just a little bit different. Then again, it's probably mostly just me not knowing. Anyways, I'm rambling on. Yeah, go to Armor Games or whatever, log in, get the game, or play it on Armor Games and so forth, and you will get the latest version, 1.2. It's really quite a difference, actually. It's definitely worth mentioning. It's definitely worth doing a video over, because right now I am going to show you. I am just going to quickly try and do an endurance run. Oh wow, that's loud. Sound volume 1. Let's try that. Oh, I'm an idiot. Go back to the map. Why would I do that? Fail. Anyways. Alright, let's just quickly do this again. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do. Tell you what, we'll put the tower here. Why not? And that's probably my girlfriend saying she's coming home, so if you hear someone walking in the door, please just ignore it. But yeah, kudos to the game author, Game in a Bottle, for making these changes to this game. It's quite innovative, and to be honest, it's not just the only change that he's made to the performance issue of playing tower defense games. Let's be honest, nobody liked it. Nobody liked the game chugging really, really slowly and just generally being unplayable to the amount of lag and the way it just jumped around. It was so slow. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Let's see, it was strike. Oh, it is command. Cool. Now let's gem bomb these. Sorry, I really shouldn't talk out aloud. Or I shouldn't think out aloud, that is. But yeah, the game author has also changed his approach from letting the game, or more importantly, more to the point, letting the engine flash. Flash usually draws images, all images, in vector format. For those of you who have no idea what that means, don't worry. But for those of you who do, he has changed from vectors to using a sprite sheet and the blitting process that is very old-fashioned and very, very effective. Let's upgrade this a few times. More. Perfect. Yeah, he's using blitting now, which basically, instead of having all of the images in mathematical format for vectors to draw, it's pretty taxing on the CPU. He's using sprite sheets and bitmaps basically, and the computer can render those a lot faster, so that is the first performance improvement. Second one is limiting to 7 monsters for each square. Now, at the moment, there's 80 monsters on the field, so there probably isn't even 7 monsters, or as many as 7 monsters on any square at any one time at the moment, but as we go through the game, I'll show you what I mean. It's still quite playable. It's honestly, most people probably wouldn't even notice the difference unless they were told. It's pretty smooth. I like it as a solution, and it makes the game so playable, in fact, that you can get your gold gem of like grade 31 or whatnot much quicker than previously, because instead of having to like pause, unpause the game to get your mana up and then spend your mana on duplicating a gem and whatnot and doing that repeatedly, you can just let the game play, hold your mouse over a gem you want to duplicate and hold down D and let it just duplicate. it's pretty fast. It really does significantly change the way you play the game, or at least this particular game anyways, for me. Let's make these around 120, 130 each. I might be regretting this actually. Anyways, let's upgrade this puppy a couple of times. Is this? Yeah. No, that's good. I like the way this is progressing so far. Nice and easy. Okay. Maybe not quite as easy as I wanted it to. Let's try this. And just a little bit more. There we go. On my computer it runs a little bit better than on this iMac. These iMacs have never been really great for playing games on. I suppose that comes as no surprise to anyone who actually knows how to play games and plays games a lot, knows about Macs and so forth. These things, especially the fact that these iMacs, this particular one is the 27-inch screen, and you got to admit, 27 inches of pixels to cover is quite a lot for the computer to try and keep track of. Let's bring it. Oh, jeez, they're already getting really tough. Alright, let's try that for a joke. Yeah, here we go. Look, I've got 500 monsters on the map. Usually it would be a little bit jumpy at this point on this computer, but this isn't too bad. It's still fairly playable. It's barely jumping at all. And by jumping I mean lagging. Jumping is a very old-fashioned term used for games that lagged back in the day. Because lag was traditionally used as a word for describing lag for network issues, sort of like, you know, the latency and so forth. If the game is slowing down, or if commands over, you know, during net play seem to be delayed, that is lag. That is actually what lag is, but hey, the meaning seems to have been morphed a little bit these days. Whatever, I can deal with it. Let's see, I'll try that one. Score. Maybe I'll try this. Oh, by the way, me pausing right now, I think that's just old habit, to be honest. It's not really necessary these days. Let's see, let's try close to 500,000 hit points. That'll do. Alright. Oh, also, apparently the author has gone and done something to the lime gem inside traps, is somehow been fixed? Not fixed, but he's done something to it to increase the performance of the game if you use lime colored gems in traps or something like that. I'm just going to pause that and set up my little area for my little mana farm. Pausing only because I really want to. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, I don't know the details of how he may have optimized that, but it has been optimized, so now you can have a gem inside a trap shooting at something like 2,000 targets, and it doesn't really make the game chug or slow down at all. So, hey, it's got a thumbs up for me. The author is making the game's performance improve quite a lot. That can always be a good thing, right? At least I think so. It still does help to not have your mouse over something that brings up an info panel. That still makes the game chug. I have a feeling that is still drawn by vectors, which doesn't surprise me, to be honest, because it's almost completely dynamically drawn. Let's upgrade this. But look at this. I've already got a mana farm. The shadow hasn't even come out yet, and yet I've already been able to get some sort of mana farm up and running here, and it seems to be going quite smoothly. It's only level 21. The last time I did an endurance run last night was, I don't know, I got to the point where I had my main gem at grade 31 just the way I liked it, with, you know, a lot more yellow than anything else in its color scheme, and it was at wave 58 or 61 or something like that, around there, that I started sending all waves and just walking away from the computer and letting it finish. Wave 61. No way have I ever had my endurance run finishing that early. Oh, crap. I knew that was going to happen. That's alright, no biggie. Crap. Okay. 20, 40, 600. This one. I'm just going to put 6 on all, because I'm lazy. But yeah, it gets to the point where, at least for me, it got to the point where I was progressing so fast that I had to anger these waves so much just so the monsters were strong enough to withstand the damage from there, which they're not right now. Not really, but yeah, withstand the damage that this gem was giving my mana farm. Because the last thing you want is your mana farm gem insta-killing all of the mobs. That way, if that happens, then you're not really getting as much mana as you would probably hope. So, yeah. I was gem bombing like crazy. All in all, I do like the improvements quite a lot. To be honest, I think a solution was definitely overdue. Kudos to the game author for finally coming up with one. A viable one. Seems to work good guns. And so here we go. Again, I've got 500 odd monsters in the frame at any one given time. Yeah, let's upgrade that 3 times. Yeah, I've got a fair amount of monsters, and it hasn't really chugged at all. And this computer isn't great for playing this game, so you can see the difference yourself. Go play the game, and you'll notice the performance issues are completely gone, more or less. As far as you're concerned, anyways, they are. Oh, jeez, what do I take now? That'd be close to that one, but not quite. Yeah, 34, 1.4. Yeah, I was right. Okay. Now I'm just hoping these monsters are strong enough. I know they'll come out frequently enough. Yep. That's all good. I am liberally smashing these guys. So 9. Whoa. A little bit of game lag there. But that's only because I'm on this computer. Loving the performance increase. Makes this game so much easier. In fact, maybe I do need to upgrade that one just once. Let's see, I can upgrade these once each. Oops. There we go. What field is this? I didn't even check. Somewhere over towards the top left. The last time I did an endurance run on video for you guys, I ended up splitting it into 2 parts, and it was 2 hours long. Let's see how long this one takes. Probably nowhere near as long, I'm guessing. Actually, I need to really upgrade these. They are in bad need of attention. 1,200 monsters on the screen at one time. No problems whatsoever. I love it. Let's help it along a little bit. There we go. I suppose the only drawback to the new method is the fact that if you start clicking on monsters to try and clear them away, it's kind of hard for you to get a feel for exactly how many monsters there are in the area you're clicking on. Because it doesn't look like many, but your gem keeps killing them and you know it's killing them, but they still keep popping up. So that's about the only sort of gameplay drawback I can think of to this new system. Other than that, it's all thumbs up from me. Oh, and something we can do that we couldn't do before is something like this. I'm just going to take this gem. I'm going to turn this off for a second. I'm going to let the game play as normal. I'm just going to hold down the D key. There we go. I'm just duplicating. There's 500 monsters on the map and I don't care. I don't have to care because look at it go. The gem in the trap is going good guns. Oh, whoops. Now I care. I've got nothing to shoot at. Let's try that one. Let's get this game moving along. Now, what level is this? Grade 17. And I've got grade 16. Ah, I see. So if I go for 16, 13, 14, I need another 2 of these. And then I can chuck this in here because it's worth 2. And I just upgraded my gem 3 times. Pretty quickly too. All things considered. Oh. Okay, here we go. Here's the problem. These monsters aren't strong enough, so I'm going to have to upgrade this guy at least once. And then, let's see, I will go for this one. Let's see, it was 7 for each before. Let's go for 12. That should make them more than strong enough. Okay. Hopefully this will make enough of a difference. Let's see now. Yep. Monsters are surviving. I'm getting more mana. Makes me happy. In fact, let's upgrade these puppies a little bit. I don't even have to pause it. I'm doing it out of habit. A little bit silly of me. Let's see. I can leave him, but I can upgrade these guys. So let's do that 3 times. Get that going. I'm just going to wait until I get 7 million as my maximum. Oh, another change that's going to happen for the new game is that the maximum for mana bars and so forth and leveling up the mana bar, that's all going to disappear, and apparently it's good. It's just going to upgrade itself automatically, so you don't have to worry about, you know, micromanaging, extending your mana pool and so forth and stuff like that. That's going to be gone. And I just realized I've got well over 7 million now. Let's see, let's duplicate him once. Let's get him there. And then let's upgrade these once each. Yep, that's that. I believe that would be a level 20 gem. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and my mathematics is good, there we go, look at that. Now it should go a lot faster. That's 1,350 odd monsters on the map, and still no lag issues. Now this is how the game should have been all along. That's not a dig at the author, this is a great game. But if he implemented this sort of, what do you call this, performance enhancement to the game engine, all his previous titles would have been so much better to play. Especially Gemcraft Chapter 0. I wish the author would have made this performance increase, even doing it right now to Gemcraft Chapter 0 would make that game a lot more playable and a lot more attractive to play, even now. I'd go back and play it a little bit. Because the lag was horrendous on that game. Wow. Especially when you tried to do an endurance run on the last level. That's pretty much all I used to do once I clocked that game, actually. What did you guys do with Gemcraft Chapter 0? Did many of you clock it? Did you play it? Have you played it? Oh, time to upgrade my gem. Upgrade him. Just duplicate him a few times. Oi! Ran out of monsters. Okay. Gotta remember to keep an eye on that. Look at that, just duplicating away. Before this performance increase, that was a no-no doing what I just did. Let's see, I can do that. I can leave him there and I can just duplicate this away up to all slots but 3. There we go, and then I should be able to, yeah. Huh, okay. I did it a bit overkill, but oh well. Such is life. I'll just get rid of that. Now that is more like it. What round are we on? 50. Let's see if I can beat my previous record. Let's see if I can do it all by level 55. Doubtful, but you never know. I do know that I need to remember to do this. Definitely. Let's see. Alright, let's anchor up these waves. Gotta keep on top of that. That's enough for the moment. Let's see, 28 million, I'll do another. Oh jeez, really? Seriously? Monsters are struggling to make it past my gem. That sucks. They're kind of making it enough. Maybe that's just a weak version, a weak wave. I hope so. Oh, what am I doing yabbing on it for? I've got a gem to upgrade. Now let's get you upgraded. Now, what am I doing here? I've got 448, but I don't want 448. See if that gets me what I need. Yep. Upgrade it again. Now we're going good guns. Now I gotta wait for 56 million as my maximum. And then do it all over again. Oh, my main gem's starting to struggle. Poor little main gem. Let's upgrade him. Oh wow, is that all he is? Level 17. Amazing. Three. There you are, 56 million. Let's upgrade him. Grade 26, getting pretty close. Okay, maybe we do need to upgrade this guy one more time. Maybe his friends as well. Bring them up to what he used to be. Oh wow. I think the gem in the trap is actually... My mana farm is making kills hand over fist. Oh, kills. Almost forgot. Gotta do this. Alright, now let's make some killer gems, shall we? Let's get rid of those. Let's see. 4 crackerjack gems. That's perfect, that's exactly what we need. And now, let's go hunting for battle amulets. Alright, the lightning does seem to slow it down a little bit, so let's just go to Google for a second. There we go, it's going a lot faster now. That's 1 down. 3 to go. There we go, that's going to give me the battle amulet for sure. That's 20. No 60 yet. There we go, there's 60. And just because I know it's going to work, let's combine those to make it a bit powerful, a bit more powerful. There we go. Easily going to get the 120 now. There it is. To be honest, when you play endurance runs and you want all of the battle amulets for every level, all you have to really remember is at some point you've got to build 6 of these shrines, or any shrine, make 120 kills with shrines only, and then build a whole bunch of towers. There you go. That's all the amulets except for the last one, which you get at the very end. Pretty simple. That's also something the author has hinted in changing for the next game. I'll make another video later on about what we might be expecting in the new game, Gemcraft 2 Chasing Shadows. I just remembered that I need to do something like this. But yeah, I will be making a video about Gemcraft 2 Chasing Shadows. It's not out yet, so don't get too excited. However, it will be out, I'm guessing, in the next couple of months. game author is still tweaking around with it, you know, changing this and that, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. Hasn't quite settled on exactly how the game mechanics are going to go, because this next game is going to introduce quite a few new things. Stuff like sparks for waves, or I don't know if they're for waves or whether or not they handle affecting you, the player, you know, directly or whatnot. The squares are going to be a quarter of the size each, so the buildable area is going to be much bigger in terms of number of squares on the map. There's going to be, because of that, walls are going to be a quarter the size. There's going to be a new way you can build walls sort of in a line to make it easier. Whole bunch of changes, and yeah, they're still going through it. But I will definitely be making a video discussing what I do believe will almost 100% be in the next game, and how it's going to change gameplay compared to Gemcraft Labyrinth and other Gemcraft games. And also I might, in that video, just include a little highlight to show you where Gemcraft has come as a series from the first game, and where what it's become, how it's changed, whether or not it's still technically like the original idea of Gemcraft and so forth, because the game has changed quite a lot. So yeah, just a little bit of analysis on that one. Don't worry, nothing too major. I'm at 112 is what I needed, wasn't it? Yes. Okay, let's upgrade him. Upgrade these. I don't think I'm going to beat my personal best of Wave 61 completion. But what do you expect? No one's perfect. Let's get rid of those. Upgrade this puppy. And I'm just going to be cheeky and upgrade him twice, because it doesn't take much time to do, and the benefits are obvious. Getting a bit choppy on this computer now, but still it's not too bad. It's quite playable. Ah, I missed out on one. Whoops. Okay, what grade is that? 28. Ooh, getting pretty close. This should be pretty fast, actually. Oh yeah. It's going to take me no time at all. 112. 224 was going to be the next upgrade point, but since I've already upgraded twice, it'd be 448 million that I'm looking for. Or 450, essentially. Still got plenty of angered waves. Shouldn't be long now. I don't know what I did this time that was different to the last time. It's slightly less efficient than the last time, but meh. It's still pretty quick. The game doesn't, you know, you don't have to tippy-toe with a balance between number of monsters on the screen and number of monsters that your mana farm can attack at any one particular shot. Look, I've got 1,700 monsters on the screen. So long as my mouse isn't hovering over anything that brings up in the info panel, it's fine. Look, it's still going. This is fine. On any other version of Gemcraft Labyrinth previously, this would be probably going at about a frame every second, and it would be incredibly slow and painful, and you would probably just set things up to sort of go on autopilot and then walk away from the computer and do something else. It was terrible. It was horrible. You spend most of your life looking at Google or another page. But now, it's quite playable. And that's 450 million right there. Let's see, let's just upgrade him a couple of times. Oh yeah, sorry. Habit for me pausing and so forth. My bad. Alright, let's get this gem upgraded. That would be grade 29. That's pretty good. Now 900 million is what I'm waiting for. Oh, we're almost... Yeah, there it is. 2,000 monsters on the screen. All is well. And just to prove the point, I'm going to send a few waves. Let's get that count much higher. There we go. Starting to chug down a little bit now. We're at 2,700, 2,800, and it's starting to slow down. And this computer isn't really suited for playing this game. So on another computer with a smaller screen and so forth, the game would still be right up there at maybe 15, 20 frames per second. Quite playable. Especially compared to, oh, look at that. That's 4,000 monsters on the screen. And I'm not getting a frame every 10 seconds. Massive improvements to performance. Now, I know for those of you who might be asking the question, you know, why isn't it perfect? Isn't there a way to make it perfect? Isn't there a way to make the game always right up there at 30 frames per second minimum? By the way, that's now almost 5,500 monsters on the screen. Let me tell you something. When there is a lot of entities that are moving about and so forth, that are created and destroyed and so forth on any game, on the field or on, you know, that you can see at any one time, it is an incredible headache to actually make the game perform perfectly and flawlessly. In fact, it's almost impossible. Let me tell you something. The way this game is playing at the moment, given the fact that it has to track so many monsters and so forth, you think about it. Every single gem has to first calculate, okay, I need to fire at a monster. Every time it fires at a monster, and it happens quite often, it has to first calculate where are all the monsters inside the range of the gem, and then it has to decide, okay, I have to calculate the distance between the gem and every monster, if it's going for monsters that are furthest or closest to the gem, or it has to calculate how far away from the end of the orb each monster is for finding its path, and so forth. And then it has to actually go through the task of drawing the images for the each monster. We're talking about 5,550 monsters at this particular instance. It's got to draw these monsters. It's got to put them on the screen. It has to rotate them. It has to apply an alpha level. In this case, it's I don't know, 100% opaque, and so forth. It has to do all of these calculations, and it has to do it for every single monster, and for every single frame, it has to update all that information again to make everything correct. So it's pretty much mission impossible to get it perfect for any game, especially if you're on a platform like Flash. Flash isn't the best platform to have games on. It's a common one, it's a popular one, because it's quite easy to make games on Flash and so forth, and it's not very time consuming. Scripting is a lot easier than programming. You know, there's a lot of headaches taken out of it. Animation is dealt with and so forth. However, Flash is a platform that's usually run on a web browser that is run on a platform like an operating system. So you've got 3 platforms working there, and because of that, there's a lot of overhead. So Flash is not the best place to have complicated games anyways, to be played on. So after all of that rambling on, the short answer is no, you can't make games like this with lots of entities on the screen at any one time perfect. This, however, is pretty good. I've never seen any other game that's at least tower defense anyways handle performance issues by tackling it like this. This is actually quite clever. So once again, kudos to the game developer. It's good work, and I was in the middle of upgrading a few things. I'm almost at the point where I can just throw away all of these old gems and... Oh, I wasn't supposed to upgrade this one, was I? No, I wasn't. Alright. Actually, you know what? I am at that point. Screw it. Let's get this gem right up there. Let's see. Duplicate that. Get rid of that. And now let's start duplicating this. Wow. My gem is absolutely chewing through all the monsters. Look at that. What a massive difference a few upgrades makes. Anyways, enough marveling my gem. Let's see, there. That's double. That makes it grade 29. That's pretty close. Now if I do this... That makes it grade 30. And if I do this... Let's get a yellow gem in there. Let's do this twice. $57 billion. Oops. Almost put it on the wrong one. There we go. There's my grade 31 gem. It's probably not as strong in yellow as I would have hoped it to be, but let's chuck him on random. Let's see how he goes. Well, that was easy. What was that? Round 68, and I was screwing around a bit. So there you have it. Improvements in Gemcraft Labyrinth's performance. Quite a big difference, and that's what you want when you're a game developer or a programmer or anything. If you look for performance increases, you look for them in large quantities rather than just a little bit. Even a double in the increase in performance is usually not really desirable. You want something big. This solution has made it really big. So good on you, Game in a Bottle. You've done it. You've cracked the code. And I can't wait for the next game. I can't wait for the fact that I won't have to waste hours and hours and hours chugging through the game when it's going really slowly. None of us will. It's really good. Having said that, this now gives the game developer license to throw a lot more content into the game, so maybe the performance won't be anywhere near as good as what we see here in Gemcraft Labyrinth, but still it will be a big improvement, which is good. Anyways, I'm just going to walk away from the computer for a bit and just let this finish, and then that will be the end of the recording. So yeah, leave a like, a comment, hate mail, whatever you want. I don't mind. Chances are I'll probably reply to you because I don't get many views or comments, so I do read every single comment that I get for every single video. By all means, leave your opinions. If you have any ideas on how to make the performance increase even more, then I'm all ears. I'm sure the people at Game in a Bottle are also all ears. Yeah, don't be shy. Leave a comment. There we go. That would be the completion of Field D5. And a lot of wizard levels. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.